Welcome to day 1033 of our DSO journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my brother Brian, and we actually have a lot to talk about today, from Focus to Bitcoin to Ethereum to NFTz and the future of NFTs and NFTz on the DSO blockchain.
Yeah, so the first thing we want to talk about is really important to us, and it's the launching of the NFTz token. Uh, we decided to do this because we're looking to raise additional capital, but also because we're going to have some really unique use cases for the token. For those who don't know, we were actually funded by Octane Fund over 2 years ago now. Uh, we've put the money to work. We've built so much. We've come so far with the NFTz over the course of the last 2 years. And we went from having 3 full-time employees. We had to cut back to one as we went through the crypto winter, but we survived it. Unlike a lot of companies out there, we actually survived. Uh, and what we did in surviving it is we found ways to actually generate some revenue. So we are now generating revenue. It basically covers the cost of our servers, which is great because if anything happens, we can pretty much keep the site alive and well. But we do have development. Martijn Van Halen, he's our lead developer. He works his butt off. Uh, he does this full time, so he needs a salary. And we decided that now isn't the best time to actually seek out a seed round, just because DSO itself has not turned into focus. The crypto winter is just ending, and we felt that we wanted to wait until Focus actually launched, the Focus app launched, and the buzz around that could generate some buzz around NFTz before we actually saw capital. So we launched the NFTz token. The NFTz token is it's not a security. You're not getting equity in the company, but it's a utility token. A utility token that's going to offer all sorts of great features. But most importantly to us is it's going to allow us to expand NFTz. And you want to talk about some of the things that it's going to allow us to do at NFTz, and then I'll talk more about the tokenomics.
Yes, so for those who don't know, we also build an NFT platform on Lens Protocol called Orna.art. And Orna has a much better UI and UX, and we want to bring that UI and UX over to NFTz. I think you're going to be very pleased with what it looks like when we're finished. But the other key features that will be included is the Revolution proof of stake support. Martine's working on that. A robust Postgres state indexer, so it's going to help with the database, the indexing, etc. There's going to be a subscription and reward system. We're really looking forward to that. Possible future staking for the tokens. We haven't worked out exactly how that would work yet, but it's definitely something we're strongly considering. Also, we'll be in the DSO validator role, so that's going to be very helpful. And of course, additional features and improvements that will be driven by community voting. So if you own the tokens, you're going to have more say in the direction that we move NFTz in, especially as the site takes off when Focus brings new users on board. Of course, Nader said that he predicts 10 million daily active users by the end of quarter 4 of this year, which is, I mean, I think a lot of people would say that's crazy. There's no way it's going to be that big. But if it even comes close to that, the daily active users on NFTz and the amount of people interested in NFTzs on the DSO blockchain will be huge, and we want to be there. We want to be that website for DSO NFT. So that's our plan.
So I just want to say, if you want to help out, if you want to buy some NFTz tokens, you can do so in OpenFund at openfund.com/D/NFTz token. And that is actually the Open Fund. We're seeking to raise $30,000, minting 10 million NFTz tokens. So we're minting 10 million. We're selling 30,000 worth. This will be approximately, I'm not sure exactly the total amount that we're selling right now, but basically we'll use some of them as rewards for our users. NFTz tokens, you're going to be able to use them for all sorts of interesting ways on NFTz, whether it's getting featured listings, whether it's gaining access to features before everybody else. There's going to be we're still coming up with use cases, but I guarantee that it's going to be a fun, unique way to kind of interact with NFTZ. And if you own tokens, you'll have voting rights to help us decide what way to take things, as well as what way we can further use the tokens. So we're minting 10 million total. 10% of the tokens will be used to obtain focus. So not 10% of tokens, but 10% of the revenue brought in from the sale of the token. So we raised $30,000, $3,000 will be used to purchase the Focus coin. And these will also be given away as rewards to our users on NFTZ, to the NFTZ token holders. Early buyers are going to benefit from a 4% price increase for every 500 DSO worth of NFTZ tokens purchase. So every 500 DSO worth, so every, what would that be, about $15,000 worth, we're gonna lower or raise the price of the token on Open Fund. So if you get in early, you get in at a better price. We're also going to burn 10,000 tokens until every week until the actual Focus app launches. So the Focus app launches in, say, 4 months. We'll be burning 10,000 tokens approximately 16 or 17 times. This will reduce the supply of the NFTZ token. Of course, with less supply, the value, and when I say value, I don't necessarily mean dollar value, but the value of using the token on our site should increase because there's less out there. The token price is set at 10 cents per token on Open Fund. So if you want to purchase $1,000 worth, it would basically give you 10,000 tokens. DSO in the treasury of the Open Fund NFTZ token will be used for NFTZ updates. So we're going to use it to pay our developers, to develop partnerships, all sorts of things, basically help with our costs. So why would you want the NFTZ token? Number one, I think most important to us, is that it contributes to the building of DSO and Focus, the NFT ecosystem on those platforms,
Yeah,
or
and I
that
mean, if you have a
ecosystem.
collection on DSO, an NFT collection on DSO, we are really the only true NFT node. So without us, it's the availability of your NFTs is going to be very limited, especially on Focus.
Right. Number two, we are going to give away some Focus rewards. We're still working out just how we're going to do that. But if you own NFTZ tokens, you have a high likelihood of getting some Focus coins, I hope. Enjoy discounts. So you can basically get discounts on our services at NFTZ, whether it's exclusive access to holder only features, or maybe a featured listing.
Or
Uh,
subscriptions in the future.
Subscriptions in the future. We have many ways we plan on monetizing NFTZ, and if you own tokens, that's going to be to your advantage, we hope. You can influence the upgrades on the platform. So like I said, you have voting rights, and those voting rights allow you to have a say in some of the decisions, not all the decisions. Like if we're hiring a new employee, we're probably not going to put that up for vote, but it will be for features and stuff like that. You can gain higher visibility on NFTZ feeds, like I mentioned before, as well as social media promotions that we do in the future. And you can participate in a dynamic NFT market with a portion of the NFT royalties used to buy back tokens. So the supply of tokens will be reduced even further based on royalties we receive at
Yeah, and
NFTZ.
you can learn all about this at the Open Fund page, just openfund.com/D, the letter D as in David, /NFTZ token. And we'll also link to it under this video for those who want to access it and check it out.
Yeah, so to definitely check it out. We aren't asking everybody to ape in and buy the coin because it's going to the moon or anything like that. We're not going to pump it up or anything like that. But your support is really appreciated, and I hope that the value of the coin goes up as we progress as a company, and that
And
those
as a
who
community.
purchase the token can actually get some value out of it. But let's move on to the other news. So
Yeah,
Ed,
so
Bitcoin price.
yeah, well, so also the SEC delayed their decision on the BlackRock Ethereum ETF. So we expected this to happen. They delayed for the Bitcoin ETF. I think we can expect them to delay on the Ethereum ETF. I don't know if we'll ever see an Ethereum ETF, at least not anytime in the near future. We'll have to wait and see. What do you
Yeah,
think?
Bitcoin jumped to 41,400. I think it's slightly under that right now. But yeah, like I agree about the Ethereum ETF. I don't see it happening anytime soon. Like I know a lot of Ethereum owners or Ethereum fans think that it's going to happen. I don't. I think that Ethereum is too far out there away from Bitcoin. I think that the SEC gave the market what they wanted. I think it's going to be a while before something like an
I,
Ethereum
I think
ETF comes
Ethereum
about.
is too centralized in many ways, and also I think there's too many more added intricacies for the SEC to consider with Ethereum than they had to with Bitcoin. So I think it's gonna be difficult. I don't know if we'll ever see it. I think maybe one day down the line, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, like I said earlier. But additionally, the U.S. filed notice to sell $130 million in Bitcoin. This was from the Silk Road repossession or possession. After Silk Road went down, they took the Bitcoin, and now 130 million is going to be put onto the open market. For comparison, the daily volume of Bitcoin is between like 19 and 25 billion. So this is still a small percentage of the daily volume. I don't know if it will affect price very much. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean it's such a small amount. I think that the Mount Gox release of those funds in Bitcoin, that's gonna probably have somewhat of an impact. I know we will be getting back, I think it's 9 Bitcoin. So back in 2013, we lost 60 Bitcoin. It was valued at, I think, $30,000. We're getting 9 back 10 years, 11 years later, and it's valued at about 360,000. So even though we lost 60 Bitcoin, the value that we're getting back is 10 times, which is interesting. I still wish I had the 60 Bitcoin though.
Yeah, for sure. So focus total reservations are now up to 1.7 million DSO, which is 76 million US dollars, which is really crazy. Me and Brian, we thought maybe it would reach 50 million by the end.
Brian and I.
Yeah, we thought you don't have to correct me on this stuff. So it's at 76 million. Will it hit 100 million? I mean, it's certainly looking like that. I mean, we still got several months to go before the reservation period ends. You can, of course, check that out at focus.xyz. They constantly update the total reservations, and that's also where you can reserve your tokens. Currently, the reserve bonus is 95%. So if you order, if you reserve 100 tokens, you're going to get 95 tokens in bonus tokens that are going to be locked for 4 years with a 1 year vesting, linear vesting period after that. So definitely something you consider if you haven't aped into Focus yet. The bonus is gonna drop down to 90% on February 1st. So it's constantly dropping until the launch of Focus. So it should be interesting to follow that as well.
Yeah, I predict that they will raise a total of $117,423.26.
Very precise prediction, Brian. I think it's going to surpass that. We'll have to wait and see. So Nader predicts that Focus, once it launches, the Focus app, which these tokens are associated with, that it's going to reach 10 million daily active users by the fourth quarter of this year. I mentioned this earlier. I don't know. I mean, that's 2,500 times more activity on the DeSo blockchain than we have right now, 2,500 times. It's hard to believe we're going to see it that any we're going to see that amount of activity that soon, but you never know. Like if it really does go viral, like Nader predicts and the core team predicts, anything's possible, right?
How many millionaire OGs would there be if that happened?
Well, so
Probably
we were
will be.
talking about NFTz and like NFTZs, we're barely covering the server costs right now. But if we 2,500x that, I mean, I think it would be pretty successful, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I mean, I, I think Natter's maybe getting a bit ahead of himself. Maybe not. Maybe we're gonna do a video here on day 1400 and we're gonna be saying, God, we didn't believe Natter, but uh Natter has done pretty well predicting the future. I think we all gave him heat for not spending much money preceding the crypto winter, but now he comes out and he has $100 million, and they're basically in the best position of any major project on the crypto in the crypto ecosphere, I'd say.
Especially SocialFi. I mean, heads and shoulders above anybody else right now.
Yeah. So that's it. Remember, check out the open fund for NFTZ tokens, openfund.com/D/NFTZ token. Uh, we appreciate anything you can do to purchase some tokens. If not, no hard feelings. We're not expecting it. But yeah,
I'm gonna be mad
well,
if you don't purchase some tokens.
Ed's gonna be pissed off.
Furious.
So don't piss at all.
No, just joking. Everybody have a great rest of your day and talk to you soon.